Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight we're going up Little Mell Fell. So this hill starts right from the roadside and straight up. So there's no warm up to this one, it's just straight up. So I'm going to be out of breath in about 2 seconds. This fell is on the northeast of the Lake District, quite near Penrith, and you can just see Ullswater there. That's almost the middle of Ullswater. Well, it's kind of the north end of it, but in the middle as well. So it's going to be fairly misty. I think the cloud level is really low. This mountain's 503 meters, I think. But you do start off quite high. So you've only got like 150 meters of climb up this. But it's, like I say, as soon as you get out of the car, it's straight up the hill. And I thought, I'll just bring my trainers today, thinking it'll be nice and easy, forgetting that it's still winter and it's still wet. But we should be all right. Short grass and a short walk up. Albeit short, there is no let up. Like I say, it's just straight up out of the... You can just see the road down there. So look down that bit there. And yeah, I think in summertime you'll get some great views up here. Obviously today, I mean, we can look down into Ullswater there. Nice little place over there as well, it's quite low. Maybe that's another one to explore at a later date. There's a little traversing path there, and I do believe there is an easier path for anyone wanting to go round the sort of northern side of it, and then it kind of skirts around and circles up that way. But me being me, I've gone straight for the hardest one. Right, it's levelled off a little bit now. Starting to get more in the mist as well. I always look at the sheep to see what they're doing. See whether they're sort of huddling together or not. Or if they're quite relaxed on the hill. Kind of gauge what the weather's doing or going to be doing. And they seem like they're just chilling out. So hopefully this is going to be a chill one. I said that last week, but the videos didn't come across. I mean, I've done 2 videos where it's been really windy. And yeah, I wanted a nice night's sleep, but the wind got up and was rattling the tent all night again. So I've picked one of the most exposed fells in the Northern Lake District. Great Mell Fell and Little Mell Fell sort of sit together, but they're just a mound that sits straight off the A66 there, and they sit by themselves, so they're really exposed. There's nothing to hide from, but the forecast is supposed to be for quite low winds tonight. Everything's disappearing as we're getting higher up now. I thought I was going to at least be able to look down and see the lake, but even that's starting to go now. We're only 3/4 of the way up, 2/3 maybe. Just looking, it's starting to level off now, but we've still got a bit more to climb. I think this was very similar when I did Great Mell Fell, which is over there in the mist. It was quite low cloud. Not as low as it is today. I think I could still see sort of Suter Fell, 600-700 meters high. But today it's lower than 500 because we're in the cloud already. Right, I think we're getting near the top here. I'm looking for a trig point, or certainly a cairn that looks like it should have a trig point on it. I can't see anything just yet. It really does look like I'm near the top. Still can't see anything. And as you can see, we can't see any views either. You can just see the ghostly outline of the trig point. Let's go over, have a look, see if it actually is a trig point. Might be a bit of a wet one. The ground's quite boggy. There's a pitch there, but I mean, it's all flat around here, but it's quite a boggy little area, especially here. You can see this dark patch And if it rains in the night, that could soon fill up. Yeah, definitely boggy ground. Sort of frozen on the top layer, and then you can feel it flexing underneath. I think that's going to be the camp spot there. So let's check, see if, yeah, this is a trig point. There we go. One trig point. Looks like a great little place to sort of sit and what have you. Probably not to put a tent up. There's a horse's hoof here. So yeah, someone's brought a horse up here, so it shows you how easy it can be to get up here. This is trig point S6992. There we go. Well, it hasn't taken too long to get up here. It's certainly beaten the dark, but yeah, looks like the horse came up from this way. Hopefully we'll have no horses tonight. Don't fancy being trampled on in my tent. I think we're going to go on this little grassy knoll here. It's just a little bit higher than that bog there. Quite level actually. Yeah, I think we're going to go here. It's right by the trig point, right by the summit. But like I say, there's no one up here. There's the trig, and there's my campsite. Oh, you know, I keep forgetting to sort of say, you know, how much I enjoy this. But yeah, getting up and getting out, getting away from everything. And it's just so enjoyable. There it is. Right, I'm going to get my tent up now. It's great, no wind, or hardly any. So I can pretty much decide which way I want my tent. I think I'll have it facing away from the trig point, just round about here. I think we'll go right here. I didn't do a tent lapse last week. I kind of talked you through my tent putting up. So we'll see how it goes. Still quite a chilly wind. Back in the solo. As you know, my Terra Nova days are numbered. I'm still waiting to hear back from Terra Nova about the tent actually. Oh. Right, let's just get these poles out. It's quite nice not to have any wind, isn't it? I mean, there is a little breeze, but nothing like what we had the last 2 weeks. And again, I don't think the forecast is for much more. It's about 5 or 6 miles an hour on the charts. I'm not even worrying about getting this pegged in yet. I'm just gonna fire it out, get the poles in, see how wet it is, because I didn't dry it out last week. Everything got on me so quick, but I think it's all right. Is this side? We've got it right first time. The only trouble is when you don't peg it out, it does actually fall down when you're putting the poles in, until you get the last pole in. Well, it's coming now. Once you get this in, it's kind of freestanding after that. Just like that. I think tonight's going to be quiet. I think we're going to have a nice, calm night. So, it's not misty or anything, but it's not misty. It's not clear or anything, but at least the wind's not here. But it could still all change. I know what mountains are like. So I've been looking at some new tents. I keep going back to the Acto. I was looking at the Enan. I think the real 3 Hilleberg single person tents is the Enan, the Acto and the Solo. And that gives you your 2, your 3 and your 4 season tents. Now, they do say that the Acto is a 4 season tent, but the way I see it is wind conditions, you know. Livability, you know, what's it like to live in it for 12, 14 hours. Now, I've been talking to Nordic Outdoors, where I got this tent at. They do have a like a staff tent that they hand out. Obviously, I'm not staff, so I can't get it, but they do. They did say they can get it for me to put it up in the shop, which is nice of them. They just need to find it. I think one of the staff members have got it at the moment. So once they find that, I can at least see what it looks like. Right, there we go. Freestanding solo. That's one thing you can't do with the Acto. But it's not very often you can do this with a solo, to be honest. Just with the windy conditions. I might not even double peg these. I've had a look of how double peg's been done properly. So I haven't done that. I always thought double peg was putting the same peg in the same hole, but it's not. You can go online and have a look actually and see how to do double peg properly. You sort of peg the loop of the peg. If I ever get round to doing some stuff like that, basically I'm looking for a place so I can do reviews, somewhere quiet that's easy to get to. Right, let's have a look, see what it looks like inside. Don't think I'm going to get any more level than that. We'll get the first 6 pegs in. Right, I'm going to be pretty confident with this, and I'm not going to peg the guys separately. I'm going to peg them together. It's actually nice just to be able to set the tent out properly, you know, not panic about getting too dark and getting the pegs in before the bloody tent blows over. Try and keep them in line with the poles. When I've been looking at tents, I've been looking at the Vern one and its pole placement, and it pulls the tent that way. The pole, I think it should be in line with the pole to stop the sort of stress or extra stresses. And again, I think that's why Hilleberg have done them the way they have, so they are in line with the poles. So if there's a wind that way, I mean, the poles will hold in, but when you push down, it pushes into the ground. Whereas if you have a wind like that, it's pulling more of a stress on the side of the pole. So without too much worry and panic, that's the tent up. Now this is the one thing I do wish that Hilleberg had. Just some loops on the side of here that just pulls that out, and you can just peg it down. Something similar to what the Southern Cross has. And I think it would just make it that little bit tauter. Let's even pull on this one. God, I'm hungry tonight. I think one of the first things I'm going to do is get some tea on. I only had a pot noodle for lunch. Right, I'm going to get in the tent and get set up in there. Right, that's it all set up there. We're in there, got everything, got my sleeping bag all set up and everything. And I thought I'd come out, because although we can't see anything apart from the trig point, this is the first time I've been able to come out this year. Pitched up tent and still have a look around and go over to the trig point. This one's still got the threads inside it. And then the little hooks, some of these are worn out, some of these have been replaced with other things, but yeah. One of the outliers, I think, this trig point. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit. I just thought I'd come over here and have a little wander. I don't want to get too wet because I've got my down pants on, and although my jacket's got a fair bit of waterproofing, the down pants don't have, and it's probably not good getting these wet. And it's more condensation that's in the air, really. You can feel it already. I just wanted to have a little wander down here. Tent and the trig point and nearly disappeared already. Just wanted to see what this little pathway is like. This is where the hoof prints were. So someone's come up here on a horse and they've come up this way. There's really big divots of where the horses came up. I just wanted to see, because the way I came up was so steep. I wouldn't like to be a horse climbing up. I wouldn't like to be on a horse climbing up that hill. Never mind the poor horse trying to climb up. But yeah, this looks less steep. Right, we've lost the tent already, and the trig point. We can't see it at all. Still, you see these horses' hooves. Oh yeah, it does get steeper. So someone's been brave enough to actually get up this hill. Not as steep as the way I came up, but still fairly steep. I wouldn't like to. I'm not really a horse rider anyway. My wife, she likes the horses and everything. She knows all about horses. I don't. I prefer staying on my feet or on some wheels. Yeah, I think this is an easier battle up than the way I went. All right, I'm going to go back up again. But yeah, this is the first time I've been able to come out once I've pitched up. It's usually dark and dingy, albeit it is dingy. It's not dark yet, but I can feel droplets in the air now. So I need to get, these are getting damp. So I need to get in the tent, dried off. Do have a little cloth that I can just wipe this down. Funnily enough, my jacket's not getting wet. I couldn't really feel it on my back, and now I'm walking into the wind. I can feel the little droplets in the air, so I'm kind of regretting walking this far. Look, I'm nearly on the top now. I can't see the trig point at all, which is a shame, because this mountain, looking at pictures, there's a picture on Google Maps of the top of it. Some stunning views to be had. So if it had been a clear day or even a clear night, there we go. Just see the trig point now. Can't see the tent. Can now just see my tent. And I'm only 20 meters from the trig point. You see that? Tent in the mist there. Tent's just there. That's the trig point. But yeah, it is really thick with mist up here. And again, like I say, we're only 500 meters up. Yeah, maybe should have got even higher. You know, I could have got above the clouds, but I just didn't want to risk it this time of year. Right, back in the tent. Right, I'm actually quite excited about this one. I can't wait for it. We're back on the Expedition Foods. There we go. This one is spaghetti bolognese, and I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. So from the success of the chili con carne I had last week, I thought I'd pop down to Ambleside and grab this one, because seems to be the only place that sells these at the moment is the climbing shop in Ambleside. Let's see what the temperature gauge says. In the tent, 4.7. So with no wind, the temperature's really dropped. I think outside, we'll chuck this outside and see what it gets. We'll leave that settle. 4.6, so it's already dropping, so we'll let that settle down. And a spaghetti bolognese. I think this is going to be lovely. These are seriously good. It actually does say seriously good food. Let's try this one. I really hope that this is as good as the chili con carne I had last week. We've got 800 calories in these. There's quite a lot. It says 8% minced beef, which I know is low for food intake, but high for a dry food alternative. Right, let's get this on board. Just so you can see, we're on 2 degrees, 1.8 degrees outside. Right, we're nearly there now. 320 millilitres in this. Just out here and it's simmer now. So 320. Fill line is number 9, which is the first one. And the good thing is they've got this little rip here as well, so you can actually rip it down here. So if you've only got like a normal size spoon, which is quite a good idea. I think real Thermarest does that as well. Open that a little bit. It's getting very steamy in here. Get this poured into the fill line. You know, it's smelling nice already. All right, we'll seal this for 5 minutes and I'll come back and we'll do a taste test. Right, here we are. I think I put too much water in it, but we'll see, we'll see. Where's my spoon gone? I've lost my... Put it in the pot. Right. First impressions of the Expedition Foods spaghetti bolognese. Steamy, smells gorgeous. No, it's actually too hot. Super impressed. I really love this stuff. I think it needs a bit longer than 5 minutes. Either that or I haven't stirred it properly. But it's super hot, you know. You're not waiting 15 minutes for your food. You know what? I'm just going to give this 3 more minutes. Just to sit and then see what it's like. There's just a couple of dried bits in the middle. Maybe I haven't mixed it right, I don't know. But for taste, really tomatoey. They've got it nailed. They've got this. I can't stop eating it, even though I know it's really hot. I'm just going to let that sit. Temperature wise, it's 1 degree outside. And that's been sat for 5 minutes and it's still warm. Well, like I say, hot. I'll come back in 3 minutes. I'll give you a temperature internally. I'll give you an internal temperature update. And yeah, I'll give you another review on that. 3.2 degrees already. Right. 3 minutes later, I'm going to try it again. Stunning. This stuff is gorgeous. I don't know what these guys do compared to the rest of them, but they've got such a good flavour. I'll be happy to try different ones. A chili con carne that I had last week tasted like something you could get out of a restaurant. And this one, spaghetti bolognese, albeit the meat, so the meat side of things isn't there, but the spaghetti and really tomatoey, you know, you can taste the tomato. I do like these ones. I think these guys have got it. They know how to make freeze-dried food. I don't know what they are doing. Like I say, I've tried my own freeze-dried food before. I tried making my own. And I made a chili. It didn't really work. Maybe because I used cheap meat, I don't know. But this is £11. But compared to the real Thermarest that everyone sort of raves about, this one's got it more. Right, I'm going to finish this one off in peace and stop boring you guys with me eating food. Good morning, and as you can see, I'm all wrapped up. I've developed a cold overnight, and have a look outside. So it hasn't snowed as such, but that frost, look at that.
Right, so we've got some semi-clear views, so I'm going to get up and have a little look outside. Right, let's have a look outside, eh? Lovely. So the clouds just risen just enough for me to get a bit of a view. Look at the frost on the tent there. Look at that. So there's this light frosting over all these lines. It should come off quite easy with a bit of a twang. Glad I brought my gloves. Still no one here yet, so yes, it is a quiet fell. Shame if it had been a bit lighter when I pitched. I could have pitched over here. A better view of the Ullswater. This is the way we're going to go down. Does look quite good, that, with the tent and the trig point. God, there's a big difference between out there and in here. And I'm not even wrapped up, just being out of the wind. Right, I'm going to get packed up now and get this tent down. Everything not quite packed away. I've just still got my bag with my tent stuff in it, and obviously my Osprey Exynos 48 litre bag is all full now. Seem to get away with the 48 litres for winter camping. I have got a bigger bag which I've done a review from, but I haven't really used it that much since I got this bag. It's just been a winner for me. Right, wind's picking up a little bit, so we'll get out and get on with this tent lap. There we go. One solo shaped, leave no trace, but apart from where I've kind of melted the snow or the frost. Okay, one last look up at the top here. There we go. That's off down at Ullswater, and that's looking back over to Keswick. If you could see, so that's Mell Fell. There's not much difference in height really. I think that one's 530 metres, this one's 503. I think we'll take a little wander down this way, and yeah, goodbye trig. So I started walking off down the other way, had a quick look at the map and decided it's going to be a long flat walk all the way back. So I'm just going to, came back up to the trig point there. There we are. I'm just going to come straight down here again. Hopefully it's not too slippy actually, because it wasn't icy when I was, it wasn't frozen hard when I went down. You can actually see the roadside, and there was a party going on down here, and there was maybe about 30 cars just parked on the road there. I thought it was like a campsite or something, but they were all in one little house. I don't see the cars now, so they've probably all gone. Maybe a day do or something, I don't know. Yeah, so if anyone is wondering where's it okay to camp and what's farmland, because there is sometimes some fields that sort of pop out of the way that farmers use, and they don't, it looks like it's campable, but if you go on an Ordnance Survey map and have a look at the little feathered, I'll put a picture up, and you can see a little feathered orange colour, and that's pretty much saying it's open land. There's always discrepancies as well, but I always go for last wall, really. That's usually the better place for me, in the Lake District anyway. And again, it's kind of an unwritten rule about that, where you should camp. I mean, it's pretty obvious you shouldn't want to be camping in farmland. Right, I'm a bit worried about going down here because the grass is really short. I've only got trainers, albeit they are sort of fell running trainers. The ground is really hard. Nice little valley, this. Really quiet as well. You know, I always say I've gone to these parts that are really quiet, and this one's not really on my radar. It's one that's it's the first time I've been up this fell, and or if I have, I've been so young I can't remember. And yeah, the good thing about YouTube and Google Maps, you can go and have a look and see if people have camped there before and what their experience is. You know, so now when I put this up, people have got an idea of what it's like to camp up there. You know, what the views are like, and where to camp, which I find really useful. Did it myself. Found out some guy I subscribed to's been up here before, so I thought, great, that should be a good one. And there is actually a couple of pictures, 360 pictures on Google Maps that that was taken up there. Now I believe it's actually harder to get. I used to put 360 pictures up on Google Maps, and it's a bit harder now to put them up. I don't know why Google have done that. Maybe some sort of privacy law. I don't know. But anyway, it's not camping. But yeah, so it's a useful one if you can see a 360 map of a summit, a 360 photo of the summit. You can almost choose where to camp before you go. It does get you sometimes. I did that on Carrick Fell, and I thought there'd be quite a few places to camp, but when I got there, it was different to what the picture was showing. You don't get the steepness or the angles where you know you think somewhere's flat, but it isn't. Like how steep this path is. Fingers are getting really cold now. They were fine before, but with holding this camera, your fingers get really, really cold. These are waterproof as well, so they do stop the wind chill, but they're just not brilliant for really, really cold conditions. What is good though is this jacket. I have the Thorian and the Cerium. This is not quite as lightweight as the Cerium and the fill power, but I think it's got more down in it. When looking, this is the more warmer jacket. I think it's got more down in here, whereas the Cerium has got a mixture of down and core loft in it, which makes it sort of lighter and everything like that. So I think it's about time to do a review on this jacket. I know we're coming out of winter time, but it's still cold. We've still got a few months left. But yeah, I'll get a review on this jacket because, yeah, I think I've done pretty much a full winter with it. And obviously wore it off camera. And I was a bit dubious about the colour on this when I first got it. Thinking, oh, it's cream, it's going to be a stain magnet. But no, it's actually quite a good colour. It's not too dark and it's not too bright. Yeah, so that was another successful wild camp. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.